Hello everybody. Let's say so far. It's a very long video now, isn't it? Yes. Yes, and I'm doing the accent again. Why? I don't know. I don't actually know why I do this accent, but you know what? Let's roll with it for as long as it can hold out. Yes, this is a 9-minute video. So you can see that these fights will take a long time. I don't know if you will like such a thing. I don't know if you will hate such a thing. I don't know, and I don't, but I want to know. I want to know if you guys prefer the longer videos or the shorter ones. Not that I can control how quickly I kill the bosses that I fight, but you know what, let's just pretend I do. And let's just point out I hate this guy because he will sometimes shoot the cannon at his feet and it annoys the hell out of me. You stand point blank with him, he can either kick you, cut you up with a meat cleaver arm, smash you like so, or shoot a cannon at your feet. And his too. Which you'll see, because guess what? That just happened. And it'll happen later on too. Something I don't approve of with him. But I'll tell you what, he leaves himself open a bit too much, and that is why I enjoy him over the ball and chain with a... oh, ball and blade with chain on his back. I hate that guy. I hate him. I do. I really do. You see there, he could have got me and I was like, ah, that could have killed him, and I was like, ah, no, don't want to risk it, don't want to risk it. Let's just heal up real quick. Executioner's gloves, haha, and he survived that. Then he kicks at his feet. Like, really, what is with this guy? Like, this has to be like the most suicidal boss I've ever fought. But you know what? Even in death, you can't stop the arcane, and I'm okay with that. And just a bit of a warning for everyone. This contains 4 boss fights as opposed to the 3. And Thumerian Descendant, I have more difficulty with him. Usually, I will usually have a lot of difficulty fighting one of these guys, dying multiple times. But, you know, sometimes I get lucky and I shoot him at the right time, other times I don't and he'll kick the shit out of me. With a blade, so it's not me kicking again, I'm making the same thing. He will cut the crap out of me with his sickle before breaking it into 2 and leaving himself open for a visceral, which I will try and perform all the time. Except when he dodges. Like a bitch. But that's okay. Except for that. That I don't like either. You throw your shit and it's too strong. I don't like. You don't understand it. I hate it. I hate him. And here's a question for everyone. Thumerian Descendants and Elders. I'd assume looking at them and comparing them to Yharnam, I'd assume that they're all males. I'd assume the Elders and Descendants are males. Wow, how did their society last? I mean, really. Like, really. Elders and Descendants are all males, and then you've got Yharnam, which is the only female you will find. And there's technically Murgo, but you don't ever see it. You just hear it and kill its witness. And that's fun, I guess. Killing that thing. Love it. I'm just thinking, if anyone knows how to explain this, which one of the bloodletting beasts is the strongest? I don't know. I don't know which one's the strongest, headless or no, headless or with a head, but I'll tell you which one I hate, and that's this one. This one. I hate it. I do. Simply because I don't like any bosses that become physically stronger and harder to kill the more you've weakened them. It's almost like every game that does that thinks, oh, you're weakening the bosses, where you're actually You're actually not. And I don't know if you guys like that, but I personally don't. And not sure if you guys noticed, but the fight against this guy alongside, I do believe it is the Watchdog of the Old Lords. The boss fight seems very God of War-esque, if you've ever played those games. Kind of that epic score that those games have, especially, spoilers for the God of War games, especially when you're fighting Zeus. You sound very boss, like god fights from those games. And yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool that they do that. I will say that the only good thing about him bringing that head out is that he's got an even bigger weak spot, but you can't target it when you've locked on. That's my only issue with it. Well, not the only issue. That's one of the issues. The other issue is if you get far enough away, he will involve that parasitic fucking worm head into his combos, and that has on multiple occasions been the reason I died. But I guess not this time. Let me come up to the final boss of the video. These have all been on a higher ranking Chalice dungeons, with, you know, with the exception of Yharnam, who can only be in a single Chalice dungeon, and that's the Thumera Hill. And that's where all of these have come from, which is why they've taken so long. Might have said that earlier. In case I didn't, here is a refresher. And in case you guys don't know which one of the Yharnams, because I've seen people who've had difficulties distinguishing the real Yharnam from the fake Yharnams once she clones. I'll help you guys out once that time comes along, in case you haven't figured it out yet. But for now, I guess we're just gonna have to get her up to that stage. And if no one's noticed, Yharnam, when you get caught by her little magical donuts, that's not actually her, but the baby inside of her. That's Murgo, and it crying. That's what traps you in the donut. Eventually, if you stay close enough. Now with these, you see, once she does that, the real Yharnam, if she's got the blood extended, like her blade is extended by blood, that's the real one. The others don't have that. Also, the real Yharnam has a considerably bloodier dress than the others you will find when she clones herself. That's because the real one is the one taking the damage. The clones are just clones. They're not even clones of her at the current state. They're just copies of her original form, except not covered in blood and with her chains unbound or broken. As you can see here, I'm about to demonstrate. But this right here, longer blade, completely bloody dress, that's the real Yharnam. Yeah, but her clones, yeah, they've got blood on her. They've got blood on them, not as much as her, because you know, she does at the start of the fight too, because lore-wise, that's where they ripped Murgo from her in order to call the Great Ones closer to wherever the Bloodborne is set. Not Yharnam, but the world. So anyway, see you guys later.